all, we'll be doing our talk on human performance under lunar lighting condition. Introducing our team, we have Subha, he's a mechanical engineer from India. We have Lika, she's also a mechanical engineer from India. And we have Petros, he's a physiologist from Greece. I'm Alan, I'm from the United States, I'm an electrical engineer, work for NASA. And before I even go any further, I have to say this is really why I came to ISU. I wanted this experience where I get to work with people from the Indian Space Agency, from Greece, from all over the world. So for me, this was the best thing that I took away from this whole project.
What's your team?
Yes.
Well done, team.
Okay, just a quick look at our agenda, kind of go through an introduction, look at our experimental setup and methodology, talk about the results and conclusions, define the conclusions, and then describe some future research and references. Sure. Okay. And in my opinion, mankind is again knocking on the door of human colonization. In the People's Daily News for China, they say that they intend to colonize the moon sometime between 2020 and 2030. I can tell you from our perspective at NASA, the Commercial Crew Program, we're getting ready to select one or two potential commercial companies that are going to start flying astronauts into low Earth orbit. Elon Musk, whether he gets selected or not, he is going to put together a human space capability. And these internet billionaires are just amazing. They're not about profit. They're not about making money. They want a legacy. They want to get to space. They want to do amazing things. So with people like Elon and Bigelow making space stations or even potential habitats, we really believe that this is going to be moving forward before you know it. Okay, so getting to the moon is one thing, but then operating there is something quite different. You know, during the Apollo program, there were a tremendous amount of constraints on what they couldn't do when they were operating. It had a lot to do with luminescence. It had a lot to do with reflectance and lighting issues. Specifically like lunar day washout, lunar night earthshine. When I talk about lunar night earthshine, the moon is in a synchronous orbit around the Earth. So the same side of the moon is always facing Earth, and the other side is always facing away. So on the near side that's facing Earth, basically you have two conditions. You either have nighttime where you just have the Earth shining on the moon, which is called earthshine, or you have a combination of both the sun and the earthshine intersecting and creating a lot of different luminescent conditions. Okay? Sun angle reflectance and large shadows, again, because there is no atmosphere, you get very specific directed rays, and so you get a lot of reflection, or you get very long shadows. Dark sky horizon, like in this picture, because of that dark horizon, it really has some sort of effect on depth perception. It makes it more challenging to figure out how far things are away from you. If you're going to have a lunar colony, there's going to be some key operations you're going to do. You're going to be doing material mining, you're going to be doing your habitat development. Also, if it's going to be cost efficient, you're going to need to go out to some of the permanently shadowed craters to go get some of the frozen water and bring it back to your colony. Next chart. Okay. So, our purpose, the intent of this project is to study the lunar lighting conditions that would be encountered during the development operation of a lunar colony. Our scope, you know that there's a large breadth of things that we can do, and because we have such superior laboratory equipment at our disposal, we decided to kind of limit it based on these things. So, we're only going to look at the condition of like lunar night earth shine, so you just have earth light shining on it, not when the sun is shining at the same time. Also depth perception, we'll be looking at that, and then also rapid adaptation if you're going from really bright to really dark conditions. Next chart. So our approach, we decided that we would put together an obstacle course under different conditions to kind of simulate these things that we discussed. The earth shine, test the contrasting light and dark, heated depth perception, and then we would test them against standard Earth-like conditions to see how they would perform. So this brings us to our hypothesis. Basically, we're saying the lunar simulated light conditions will reduce operational performance as compared to Earth-like conditions. Okay, next chart. And let me turn this over to Subha to share the method.
Okay, thank you, Alan, and I'll be sharing with you the approach. And we decided to prove our hypothesis
we need a place to carry out, and we need some gadgets, and finally the participants. So how you went? We have selected a site, it's our own apartment, that is a Solihull basement. It's a site which I've selected. And the gadgets we use, the first one is the glass, which has given the depth perception, and the strap, of course, to hold the light, and of course the light to simulate the lunar light conditions. And this is just a typical representative of how we have fixed the gadget for the participant. This is our own colleague who is there, just showing the demo. Next please. And this site we have selected in the Solihull basement. Okay, there is a place like here, which is unvisited, and we explored, and it's a great fun web over there. And in the middle is the overall seat. We have created 14 obstacles on the path of different sizes and shapes. And to my left, this is a starting point where we start. And just to do a depiction of this, these are the obstacles and along the pathway how we have put across. And it's almost like different sizes and different shape, and the task is to cross over these obstacles and reach the, it's just to try to simulate the conditions, except for the gravity effects. Next slide, please. Okay, then we have the approach. We have a good response, we have good friends all over in the SSP. We had 32 participants to support us. And the first thing is the written consent form, since there is an element of always crossing over the obstacles. If there is, we got a written consent from all the participants, and it includes 17 male and 15 females who participated. And the basic information we calculate is the age, height, and the weight. This is basically to know the body mass index, which I'll be covering in the next one. And we did a briefing. We did a briefing of the participants with the instruction not to run or not to jump. This is generally to give a briefing, or it's like to familiarize the route, not to train them. This was done prior to the test. And based on the inputs we received from the participants, we have taken their average age, that is a mean of their age as well as the height as well as the weight. And we good SSP 14 guys are, we have a very good BMI. All of that is one input. It's we are the normal. We are all good guys to be in the SSP 14. That's one thing we have. And these are the basis we have taken from the characteristics. Next please. Okay, this the test setup. You can see this is the light condition, and these pictures with the consent of the participant, and we have put on these pictures. We have a video followed by this. The both have been put with the consent of the pictures without, and this I guess it doesn't even reveal who is the participant. Just to be on the safer side, we take the consent of the participant also. How we proceed? The task is made very clear to cross over the obstacles, that is 14 obstacles, in 3 different conditions. One is with the glass, that is the depth perception glass, and the continuous light source, which the light source on the head, it will be continuously glowing. And the light is put in such a way that it cannot forecast you in the forward. It can only see down. That way it was put, and the first condition was with glass and continuous light source in the dark room. The second one is the condition with glass and strobe light source. The 2 seconds the light goes, it strobes. So that was the second condition, and the third one is the normal light conditions. All the 3 conditions, all 32 participants were allowed to do it, and we recorded the times for 3 conditions. And as a safety precaution, we were there, and one of our colleagues was always following there in the dark condition to assess the condition, and we have given information at any point of time. If there is like a discomfort, it can come out of the task. And we have, and each trial also we got the participant, except for the dizziness, tiredness, and discomfort, it was ensured before each task. And we have 2 cases, a slight dizziness was reported, but they are ready to do the task. This was the approach we did it. I'll just show a video of it. I'm sorry. This is one of the tasks. It's not an easy job to do in dark condition. Just to show how our participants have done it. This is the strobe light in the dark room, the second condition.